record on this computer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. The boys are back. Ward and Cam, if you forgot our names, not thinking you did, but welcome to episode 34 of the Fat Katz Podcast. We are glad you guys are here. We have a lot of content to bring you today, and we have a lot of fiery, spicy topics to talk about. One, we're going to start out by breaking down Thanksgiving. We're going to talk about Black Friday. We're going to talk about rivalry weekend, where both the Wildcats and the Wolfpack kicked ass and took names. So, Cam, that's my intro, brother. Hope it was good. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, it was incredible. You get better every week, man. You're becoming a pro at this, believe it or not, 34 episodes in. But, yeah, man, doing well. You know, work's been treating me well this week. It's hard to get back in the swing of things once you come off the break, but had an incredible Thanksgiving. Like Ward said, we'll get into it. But before we get into it, I want to remind everybody that they can find us on Spotify and YouTube. Just type in the Fat Katz Podcast. That's KATZ. Find us on Instagram and TikTok at Fat Katz Pod. Share us, like us, comment on everything, man. We try to get as much engagement. We're trying to build a community here, not just two goofballs talking about sports all the time. So engage with us, man. We want to hear from you guys. But
hey, we don't want to talk at you. We want to talk with you.
Exactly.
That's one thing. Another thing, y'all give the boy Cam a compliment. If you can't tell, Cam just went to the barber shop, got the fresh cut. My beard's almost longer than his now. I haven't trimmed it up since the end of October. Been participating in no trim November, not no shave November, but no trim November. But check the boy out, Cam. Cam will also be, Cam, I'm not going to steal your thunder, but tell our awesome listeners where you're going to be at this time next week, buddy.
Yeah, man, we're punting on next week. We're taking a bye week. I will be on a family cruise to Turks and Caicos, so I'll be out of commission.
Big dog is going to be Turkin and Caicos down there in Turks and Caicos.
Yeah, shirts will be off. 2 drinks in each hand. I'll be at the casino, man. If any of our listeners are also going to be in Turks or Caicos this weekend, hit me up, man. We'll bring our Fat Katz t-shirt.
Hey, are you gonna wear your shirt on the beach?
No. The Fat Katz t-shirt will make an appearance. But no, when I'm outside, the shirt is off. You know me, Ward, better than anybody. I'm a big cat, but man, I'm a fat cat actually. But the shirt, I have pride, man. I wear my shirt outside.
That's hilarious, man. I'll never forget what your mom said. She left a comment on the YouTube and said, "I will in fact say Cam never wore a shirt. He was a big kid, but he never wore a shirt." I was like, "Cam, got some respect for you, brother."
Oh yeah, but Ward, tell me about your Thanksgiving, man. I think we both had really good Thanksgivings this week.
So Thanksgiving was incredible, man. As I was in charge of cooking a lot of the food for my family. Anybody knows my family, this has been like 6-7 months ago. They had a gas leak in their house, and the bottom of the house blew up. So long story short, they had to move. Now they live in another place, but they don't have a kitchen in their new place. So we were in charge of a lot of the cooking. So I cooked the turkey. We made a couple of the sides. My stepdad does own restaurant, so that helped a little bit with the sides. But turkey turned out really good, man. I always forget how thankful I am and how blessed I am to hang out with the family on Thanksgiving. The Redskins / Commanders did not do me well. They ruined a lot of my Thanksgiving, but it was with the family, hanging out, put a hurting on some food. Cam, I will say, my favorite dish this year on Thanksgiving was chocolate pie. I put a hurting on it. It was called a chocolate sawdust pie. My grandma makes. Had 3 slices of that because carbs don't matter on Thanksgiving, Cam. So, but it was good, man. Can't complain. How about you? How many? I had 3 plates this year on Thanksgiving.
Are we counting dessert?
No dessert. No, just regular.
So I went initially. I had 2, and then right after the Kentucky game, I went back and got about 1.5 more.
And when's the last Thanksgiving meal that you've had? When did you stop eating the leftovers?
Oh, I had breakfast this morning with the ham left over. I'm still working on the ham.
Dude, I just finished my last leftover Thanksgiving on when was it? Yesterday or Sunday night for dinner was my last Thanksgiving. I was like, all right, I got to chill out after this one.
Yeah, but man, I was extremely blessed, man. We went to West Virginia. Pops has a place up there, so all of the Taylors were there, which was awesome. We all got to watch the Kentucky game together, which was super fun. And then all of my mom's side of the family was also up there, so I got to see everybody this weekend, which was awesome. You know, it's hard to get everybody there, especially like my mom's side. We probably have 40 people. My dad's side, we probably have 20. So just getting everybody together was awesome to spend the holidays with everybody. And like Ward said, to make a bunch of money betting Kentucky money line and NC State money line, man. I about paid for gas on the way back home.
Good for you, dude.
And a few Christmas presents for the family with those bets. So fun time for sure.
Love it, man. I did not do well betting this weekend. I placed a hefty bet on Washington Commanders covering. And,
I want my insurance on that because you said you're good. I've rode with you.
Hey,
I was like, Ward's got me bought in.
Never took me up on it, man. I told you I'd give you insurance. Nobody ever took me up on it.
I do have one thing where I found a new concoction that is life-changing.
What's that?
You get a half a slice of apple pie. You get a half a slice of pecan pie and a scoop of ice cream, dog.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're talking my language, man. Ever since Thanksgiving, not going to lie, I have had a little bit of ice cream and cookies at night watching TV. So,
well, you can't let them go to waste.
Can't let them go to waste, man. I've been putting a hurting on everything. I got a couple more cookies left in there. We'll see how the night turns out after the podcast. But no, man, you can't go wrong with Thanksgiving. Christmas is right around the corner, and we're getting into that Christmas season. The Christmas tree's up. Cam, is your Christmas tree up yet?
No, not yet. We just got back yesterday. Mom's not back yet, and she's in charge of all that. So I'm gonna punt till she gets here.
Yeah, I don't blame you, dude.
But let's well, first of all of our listeners, let us know how your Thanksgiving was. Tell us any funny stories or your favorite meals or whatever. But as we get into it, Ward, first favorite and forgotten for episode 34 here.
First is the modern day Greek freak, Mr. Giannis. I'm not even going to say his last name. Giannis, number 34, Milwaukee Bucks.
Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, there you go.
My first here for episode 34 is going to be Walter Payton. Sweetness, one of the greatest running backs of all time, if not the greatest running back of all time. If you guys haven't noticed a trend, man, I know I talk a lot of junk about running backs getting paid, but I love running backs, man. So Walter Payton is going to be my first for sure.
On the running back train, Cam, I'm right with you. Walter Payton, can't forget Walter Payton. My favorite running back. I think this is the greatest college running back ever. I still do think that this is the greatest ESPN 30-30 that has ever come out about a player. Herschel Walker, number 34, University of Georgia. Anybody really cool story about this guy? He used to go out and race the train every day. He didn't get big lifting weights. He got big doing push-ups and sit-ups at his house, which was pretty cool. You go watch some of his highlights in the SEC back in the 80s. Boy, that man was a one-man wrecking crew. So 34, Herschel Walker, that guy.
Yeah, and another thing with Herschel Walker is outside of the last 4 years or so since Georgia's became a powerhouse, when those losers that just bark at everybody would get a little bit too loud, you could just say, hey, Herschel Walker ain't walking through that door. Can't do that anymore, but yeah, Herschel Walker was incredible. My favorite's going to be Hakeem Olajuwon. I don't feel like he gets enough respect when you talk about big men in the NBA and just greats in the NBA. He's probably the greatest defensive center of all time, had one of the most unblockable and unstoppable moves in the post, and people forget he won back-to-back championships in the 90s when people said nobody ate but Michael Jordan ate, Hakeem Olajuwon ate. He got back-to-back championships with those Rockets teams. So I'm going to go with Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon here.
Love it, man. And, hey, a lot of people forget about Hakeem Olajuwon. Cam, I'm about 95% sure this is true, but 1983, Hakeem Olajuwon played for the Houston Texans, the Houston College, University of Houston, and the NC State Wolfpack beat them in the national championship. Cinderella story, Cam, we'll get into that later. Yep. But my forgotten this week is going to be Charles Barkley on the Sixers. I forgot Charles Barkley played for the Sixers. Cam did not. Cam had to fact check me on that. But Charles Barkley, 34, 76ers.
Yeah, man. Charles Barkley, one of the greatest of all time. Talking about that Houston Cougars team you were talking about that lost to the Pack, man. Phi Slama Jama. People forget they had 3 Hall of Famers on that team. But yeah, of course, that Wolfpack. That you said the Herschel Walker 30 for 30 was the greatest of all time. I think that one on the Wolfpack might be the greatest of all time. Survive and advance. But for forgotten here, I'm going to go Ray Allen. He wore 34 for his entire career outside of when he played for the Celtics. He's got surpassed as Steph Curry as the greatest shooter of all time. But there was a long time where it was like him and Reggie Miller as the 2 greatest shooters to ever play basketball. So I'm going to go with Ray Allen to round it out. Moving on. got weekly game balls to pass out here. We got 2 apiece for the first time maybe ever.
Yeah.
So Ward, I know one of your good buddies has a game ball coming out, so I'm gonna go ahead and let you start us off.
Dude, Cam, I just want to say I love seeing you take a page out of my book, and freaking your boys play good. So you just congratulate the boys and give them your game balls. I got a game ball for some of the boys. Mr. Peyton Wilson, NC State legendary linebacker. There's a very good chance that number 11 number is actually retired after this year. So Peyton is, Cam, you may have to pronounce his name for me. The Chuck Bednarik. I pronounced that right?
Close enough.
Okay, close enough. Well, anyway, this award is the Heisman Trophy for linebackers, and Peyton is on the finalist list. Very good chance after the way he went out against Carolina, he gets this award. Peyton had 12 tackles against Carolina. He had an interception. He had a forced fumble. That interception and forced fumble was on the number 2 projected ranked player, or the number 2 projected draft pick, Drake May, by the way. We'll get into that later. But, yeah, that's my weekly game ball to Peyton and Cam. I'll go ahead and shout out NC State, too. My second game ball, NC State Wolfpack. We beat the Carolina Tar Heels 39-20 at home. Saturday Night Fever in front of the whole country. 3-point underdogs. So I'll go ahead and stop there. Cam, give me your game balls, brother.
Yeah, well, just real quick on Peyton Wilson, man. Nothing respect for that guy. One of the few guys in today's college football that stuck around for 5 years.
Yeah. Friend of the program.
Yeah, friend of the program as well. But, a guy that was kind of injury struck early in his career, came back and had a full healthy season. He's going to be a draft pick, man. Like, he's going to get drafted, and he's going to be a really good NFL player.
Yep.
So shout out to Peyton, man. Pat Fryermuth is going to get my first game ball. Came back from injury, and first game back without Terrorist as an offensive play caller. He had 9 receptions for 120 yards. So huge fan of Pat Fryermuth. So glad that he's able to come and attack the middle of the field. But, yeah, he's going to be my first game ball here.
Like it. Cam, I have one more game ball. Go ahead and quickly pass it out. Michigan Wolverines football team. Not a Michigan fan, not an Ohio State fan, but I do want to shout out Michigan. Everything, all the odds have been against them, stacked all year. They went in, and they were at home, beat Ohio State, biggest game of the year. Cam, I'm sure you watched that game. Hell of a football game. Hell of a game. Those two are 2 of the top teams in college football, and they went all out against each other on Saturday. But odds stacked up against them, no coach. Good for Michigan. Game ball to you.
Yeah, man. I always cheer for Michigan in that game. Sorry, Ellis Spring, man. You had a rough weekend, but Michigan played a hell of a football game. Yep. They play the game the right way, man. They got legit 8, 9 offensive linemen that if they all came out this year would get drafted.
Yep.
And they use them, man. They play smash mouth football. That's the way I love it. Speaking of smash mouth football, the way football is supposed to be played, this kind of overlaps, but I want to give a shout out to my Steelers offense as a whole. First game without Matt Canada, they put up 420 yards of total offense, or something that in 44 games Matt Canada was never able to do. Kenny Pickett looked like an NFL level quarterback. The offensive line blocked great. The run game is awesome. And you get an in-division win against the Bengals in Cincinnati. So couldn't have been any better of a weekend for me personally. But a huge shout out to the whole Steelers offense. Eddie Faulkner, friend of the program, is the co-OC. Recruited me to state, recruited you to state. So, yeah, just happy for my guys, man. But as we get into it, Ward, I think I'd be remiss if we didn't start this show out with the absolute crazy weekend I had when it came to Mark Stoops.
Cam, the floor is yours, brother.
Yeah, so I'm going to be talking for a while because I have my whole timeline of this kind of written out. So Thursday night, Thanksgiving night, Ward, I get kind of a text, and it says that Stoops going to A&M. I'm like, give me a break. No chance. So I look on the message boards, and there's like one guy on the message boards that swears Stoops is A&M's guy. I don't really think of anything of it. I just kind of look at it, go on my way, wake up 9 a.m. Saturday, and I'm just, upset. This season's been lost. We lost to South Carolina. I don't think there's any chance in hell we beat U of L. But my yearly tradition, as Ward knows, if the Cats are ever an underdog, I'm putting money on that money line because we do not lose to Louisville. So 11:45 game day, Pete Thamel comes on College Game Day. says Stoops is a candidate for Texas A&M, and it could move quickly. I thought it was a smokescreen for a guy like Dabo, Ryan Day, just kind of throwing a bone to Stoops so he can get a new contract maybe. 3:30, Katz takedown, number 9 Louisville, in Louisville. Hashtag suck at cards. Go back to Thanksgiving with the Taylors, having a good time. Go over to my Gigi's house on my mom's side. And at 9 p.m. on Saturday, I get an alert on my phone. And it's from TexAgs, which is the second biggest college football website in the country. And they say, sources tell us Mark Stoops will be the next head coach at Texas A&M, barring any last-minute fall-through. I couldn't believe it, Ward. I'll say. And I don't know, did you get this notification?
I saw what you were. I didn't get any. I'm not big on Twitter anymore. I saw what you had texted me, and I looked into it a little bit then, and I saw on ESPN, and they were, or not ESPN, but I looked it up on Google, and all these sites were saying Mark Stoops, Mark Stoops, Mark Stoops. So how'd you feel when you first saw that?
I was upset, man. There's no bigger.
I know you're a big Stoops guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's taken this program, which, if we're being honest, when he took it over as the laughing stock of the SEC, it was worse than Vandy.
It was
worse than Vandy. I remember watching Vandy beat us at home by like 40 points, and Western Kentucky beat us at home, and go on TV and say they're supposed to be SEC. So this guy's done thing that nobody outside of Bear Bryant has done at Kentucky. So, yeah, man, I was very upset. But like that happens. Like now I'm thinking, like, what coaches are we going to get? John Summerall's a guy at Troy that I would love to have. William Cohen's the OC. I would love to have him. And then you're like, man, what players are we going to lose? What coaches is he going to take with him? So it's kind of a weird feeling. And he's the second longest tenured coach in the SEC. He's been there for 12 years.
And that's the thing. What coaches is he going to bring with him too? What recruits is he going to bring with him?
Exactly. So, you spend like 3 hours, like, what's going to happen? I couldn't sleep. 12:15, Matt Jones of Kentucky Sports Radio tweets out that Mark Stoops will in fact stay in Lexington. This is quickly confirmed by A&M beat writers, including TexAgs and national writers. At 1 a.m., Stoops put out a statement on Twitter saying he's staying in Lexington. And then Monday, obviously, of course, Mike Elko is announced as the new coach of Texas A&M. The original story, like when Stoops said that he was coming back to Lexington, was that he accepted the job at A&M. A&M pulled the offer after fan backlash. As of today, it's being reported by both Kentucky beat writers, A&M beat writers, and national guys that is not true. It's reported that he declined the job early Sunday morning after talking over with friends, family, and team. But I mean, just a weird situation, man. Stoops said that there were key members of the staff that didn't commit to go to A&M, and then he informed players that he's staying in Lexington. But, man, what a wild ride of the 3 hours, man. Total roller coaster of a day for me. And one last thing, and I'll let you talk, Ward. I'm sorry. So all the people who were, like, shitting on Mark Stoops, saying it would be an awful hire for A&M, this and that, I just want you guys to know Kentucky in the last 5 seasons has 2 10-win seasons, Ward, under Mark Stoops. Texas A&M has 2 10-win seasons dating back to the 80s.
Yeah.
So let's not act like you're this, you're God's gift to college football, man.
Yeah, Texas A&M's not shit.
Mark Stoops has done more in the past 5 years at Kentucky than A&M has done since the 80s.
Y'all when Kentucky's good 18 and 20 or 21?
21.
21, okay, yeah. Yep. I remember y'all beat State one of those years to be a 10-win team. But anyway, yeah, good for Kentucky. I know you're a huge Stoops fan. He's been great for y'all's organization. I'm a Kentucky fan because you're a Kentucky fan. I really don't care about Texas A&M. Have no connection to them. They beat us in a bowl game. You guys beat us in the bowl game in the last 5 to 6 years. So couldn't really care. I am glad that they got Duke's head coach though. Elko, I'm tired. I don't want to play that guy anymore. We have to play Duke with the new format of the ACC. We play Carolina, Duke, Wake Forest, and Clemson every year. So, or not Clemson, Carolina, Duke, Wake Forest every year. So, which is the way it should be. But anyway, glad we don't have to play Elko anymore. But no, man, Cam, we'll go ahead and transition into everything. New report came out that there is a new Heisman finalist. projected winner now. So if anybody saw this, Bo Nix over LSU's quarterback Jaden Daniel. Is that Jaden Daniel, right? That's what I thought. Yep. Okay, I get him and Jordan Travis mixed up a lot. But anyway, Bo Nix is now a minus 165 favorite to win the Heisman in front of Jaden Daniel, which Jaden Daniel has been the favorite all year. Cam, wanted to get your initial thoughts on that, see what you think.
Yeah, man. Heisman, in my mind, is going to come down to this weekend.
And it's all going to come down to this weekend.
Who performs better, Bo Nix or Michael Penix? As everybody knows, I've got the Michael Penix ticket for 11-1, so I'm cheering for Washington this weekend. I also have a pretty substantial amount of money on their money line, and we'll get into that crazy underdogs going into the Pac-12 championship. But Bo Nix has put together a terrific 6-year campaign. He's one of the guys that, he just plays the game the right way. He doesn't turn the ball over. He hits the shots he's supposed to. He makes the layup. So I'm happy for Bo Nix. He started at Auburn. I've always been a fan of him, but I am cheering for Michael Penix to win this award for sure.
Yeah, honestly, man, and I hate to say this because I am not a Pac-12 fan in any way, but with the way that the Pac-12 has ended this year, obviously the Pac-12 is gone now. I think it'd be pretty cool if they had their last year, they had a Heisman winner, and they had a team make the playoff. So, which I think they're pretty much guaranteed to have a team make the playoff. The winner of the Pac-12 is going to get to the playoff. But sure. I don't know. Penix is really good. Bo Nix is good. Bo Nix started out as an SEC guy. Who knows, man? Both of them are transfers. It's not like one of them has stuck it out with the same team. Penix came from Indiana, so who knows, man? We'll see. I think the winner of that game gets it. But no, man. Yeah, we'll see. Some more crazy news, and this impacts a lot of people, really where you live. But Panthers fired Frank Wright. That lasted 12 games? What did he start? Or 10 games, 11 games, whatever. Frank Wright, I'm sorry, buddy, but you sucked in Carolina. And I just don't know what coach wants to come to Carolina right now. They have a lack of draft picks. They don't have a first rounder this year. They have had 2 coaches get fired in their first year, or they've had 2 coaches get fired in the last 2 years underneath this new owner. What is going on in Carolina?
Yeah, man, it's a dumpster fire. That's really the only way you can put it. And I'm with you, Ward. Like, who wants that job?
Yeah,
that seems like you're set up to fail. Yeah, man. And the bad thing, about this firing is people have been calling for this for the past month.
Yep. Oh, no.
So, yeah, man, just an absolute dumpster fire in Carolina right now. Like you said, you have no draft capital. You've got excuse
no cap. I think they do have some cap space actually, but
I'm just saying draft capital.
Oh yeah, draft capital they have none. I was thinking out loud because I know a team that is a great attraction to a head coach right now. But
who would that be?
You know exactly who that is. There's a team I can think of off the top of my head that has 6 draft picks in the top 3 rounds. Has going to be second in the NFL in cap space moving in to 2023, 2024, has a new ownership group that is eager to win and is looking to give the keys to the castle to somebody. So, Sean McVay, if you're listening,
I did see
can't remember the OC's name from the Chargers, but if you're listening, we want you, buddy.
That's funny. I did see a funny tweet. So it said Carolina gave up DJ Moore, Jalen Carter, Tank Dell, and Caleb Williams, hypothetically, and a 2nd-round pick
for Bryce Young, 5'11" Bryce Young,
to have the right to draft Bryce Young over CJ Stroud.
How's that going, Carolina?
Yeah, and first of all, 5'11" is
a stretch.
A little bit generous.
5'11" in heels.
A little bit generous, but yeah, Carolina, man, they got to figure it out. That owner, he's a Steelers guy. I want to root for him, but he has run that organization to the ground so far. Hopefully they can turn around because football is better when the Panthers are good just because I have people to talk trash to. They're all checked out right now where they don't care about football at all.
No.
But I know we have some firing of the Commanders here.
Yeah,
So
I think everybody saw this coming. Our defense coordinator, Jack Del Rio, former head coach of the Raiders, former head coach of the Jacksonville Jaguars, was just fired. Ron Rivera is going to take over all defensive coordinator duties from here on out. I feel like he had to do this. We're the 32nd ranked defense in the NFL right now. Under Jack Del Rio's 4 years with us, we have not been ranked above 20. So we've been between 20 and 32 in 4 years. 1 year we were very good fantasy wise. We gave up a lot of turnovers, but when you look in the ins and outs of everything, we were still giving up 30 points a game. So he hasn't been able to develop players. We still, Cam, no offense, we still have a first round draft pick that's a linebacker for us that still cannot cover a wheel route, and it's his third year in the NFL. So I think we saw this had to happen. We'll see what we do from here.
Shout out Jamin Davis.
Shout out Jamin Davis, number 52.
Friend of the program. Keeping it with the Commanders real quick, word on the street is Eric Bieniemy is going to be a highly touted offensive coordinator for the Steelers, and that they are going to pull out all the stops to get him in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and he's also the front runner to be the head coach in the Panthers right now. So doubt he's going anywhere unless it's an HC job.
I don't know, man. Would you rather be an OC in Pittsburgh or the head coach in Carolina?
That's true.
But yeah, that's kind of the top stories. If we missed anything, let us know, and we'll sound off in the comments with you guys. But NFL Week 12, man, the football season is flying by. Ward.
God, it's flying by. Football season, regular season in college is over.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Over, just like that. Snap of a finger.
Thanksgiving Day, we did see the Packers, and kind of a surprise, beat the Lions 29-22.
Yeah.
Right before kickoff, Ward, I put a pretty big bet on Packers money line. I just had a feeling that juice was too much. Like 97% of the public money was on the line. So I was like, why not?
Vegas don't lose, my friend.
Well, they lost to me.
Yeah.
But they made a lot of money. I promise you that. But Jordan Love, man, has been incredible.
Yeah, he has.
The past 2 weeks. That team is fun. They're not great by any stretch, but they're a very fun team. They're young, and Jordan Love's starting to take steps and strides into becoming what might be their third franchise quarterback in a row.
Yeah, Jordan Love played good. He's been a little spotty this year. He started out really good, then he dropped down a little bit. The last 3 weeks, he's playing incredible. So good for them. Good for y'all beating the Lions. I know the Lions are a historical Thanksgiving team. So I think everybody watched that game. It was a 1 o'clock kickoff. Most people were eating during that time. I was cooking during that time, but hell of a game, man. Good for Jordan Love.
My dad made a good point during that game. If you watch that game, Jordan Love was making some incredible throws from all kinds of arm slots and angles and side arms and everything. And he looked at me and he said, Cam, I think Jordan Love might be everything Zach Wilson was supposed to be.
Yep.
Just this uber talented guy, can make all the throws, but can he make the layups? And Jordan Love's starting to make the layups where Zach Wilson still can't really figure out how to do so.
Nope.
I thought that was a great point. I'm
curious how this Lions team is gonna. I'm curious how how this Packers team will finish down the stretch. I think everybody knows the Lions are going to be good, but the NFC wildcard race is wide open, man. I mean, the Vikings were a 6 seed as of last night. They got beat. The Packers are right there with the Vikings now. I mean, the NFC outside of the NFC East. I mean, obviously the NFC North, the Lions are good. That's about it. The NFC South is awful. There's not one good team in that division. I think the Saints are winning that division now, I want to say, but the Saints are 2 games below 500. The NFC West is good. Obviously, the Niners are really good. But, I mean, right there between the Lions, the Packers, the Vikings, the Seahawks, I mean, I believe those are the 3 playoff teams as of right now. Or the Cowboys too. But I mean, it's a mix between the 4. The Cowboys are obviously a lock. I think the Seahawks are end up being a lock too. But that 7 seed is there, man. Whoever wants it, it's there for the taking.
Can we skip to last night's game real quick since you brought it up? Was that not the most awful game you've ever watched of football?
I watched it till halftime, man. I was so bored watching that game. I was like, this reminded me of a Commander's game. I said, all right, we got to turn this off.
Dude, I had the under in that game. Call me a sicko if you want. It pays out, guys. But dude, that they could have set that number at 9, and I would have taken it. That game was awful.
Isn't it the Bears won without scoring an offensive touchdown? Did I hear that stat right, or am I wrong?
That is correct.
Stat, and that's one of I thought I was right, but yeah, man. I mean, Bears Vikings can't beat it, my friend.
Yeah, but we were delaying the inevitable there.
Yeah.
Ward, I'll let you talk about this 45-10 loss the Commanders took on Thanksgiving Day.
I don't have much to say. Embarrassing. Move on to the next week.
There you go.
All I got to say.
Throw the game film away.
Bye, JDR.
Yeah. Steelers get a victory in Cincinnati, like I alluded to earlier in the show. 16-10. I don't really have much to say either. The offense looked incredible. So glad we got Matt Canada out of town. But yeah, man, AFC North wins don't come easy, especially on the road. I don't care if it's a backup quarterback or not. We lost to a backup quarterback last week.
Yep.
So we're taking all the wins we can get. We're one game outside of first place with the Ravens. And if you look at the schedules, man, the Steelers have a good shot to win the AFC North this year.
Absolutely, y'all do. What you think about the Bills-Eagles, Cam? What a game.
Hand up, I was driving during this game. I was listening to it on the radio. So I was doing my due diligence, guys, but sounded like an incredible game. I did see the clip today, which was uber impressive, of Jordan Davis running down Josh Allen.
350-pound man.
But while I was listening to this, all I could think about was Josh Allen's inability to win close games late down the stretch, man. They made this overtime rule for him, and he's been unable to kind of take advantage of it. So that's really my main takeaway from this game. And
I will say, in Josh Allen's defense, too, Josh Allen looked really good.
He played awesome.
Made some incredible throws, and his wide receivers were not helping him, Cam. Stephon Diggs had a awful drop, or not an awful drop, but had a very significant drop in overtime, 3rd and 12. Stephon Diggs caught the first down, got it punched out. So I will say, Josh Allen looked good. Maybe this Madden curse is hitting this Bills team. I believe they're 6-6 now. So, but there's one other thing I saw, man. It was really interesting to me. God, the Eagles are playing good. They're playing so good. This luck has got to run out at some point, man. I mean, you know what they do back-to-back weeks against the Chiefs, what they do against the Bills, both late. One of them was an overtime win, one of them wasn't. But I just don't know how long this is going to end. This is going to continue until the playoffs. You know, obviously it only takes one in the playoffs, but I mean, the Eagles are playing great football. They hit a 62-yard field goal to send it into overtime. Good for them in the rain. But, yeah, man, really curious to see how the NFC East is going to play out with them in Dallas.
We do have breaking news.
How breaking?
As of about 15 minutes ago.
What happened?
Arkansas is in the process of hiring former head coach Bobby Petrino to be the school's next offense coordinator.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. This is the last time Bobby Petrino was coaching Arkansas. It's him in the neck brace when he got in the motorcycle crash with a female assistant on his staff. How hilarious would it be if that guy came back to –
How long did he coach in what, like 29 or 2010, 2011?
Yeah, so he was at Louisville, and then he went to Arkansas, and then he went back to Louisville. So, actually, Western Kentucky, then Louisville. But I don't have anything against Bobby Petrino. I'm glad he's still working. He's one of the greatest offensive minds in football.
Good for him, man. Good for him.
But that seems like a good transition.
I thought you were about to tell me like Ron Rivera got fired or something.
No, I can't. Petrino, college football, man, like these coaches are a big deal to me. I don't know if that's a big deal to anybody else. I just thought that was funny. Shout out Novak for breaking the news to us. Egg Bowl Award, Thanksgiving Day, man. We got a treat. 17 points scored by Ole Miss in the victory. Mississippi State scored 10. And what is always one of my favorite games of the year. You just get a sneak peek at it during it's kind of during the break of NFL games. And you'd think that the high-powered Ole Miss offense would be able to hang more points on the Mississippi State team, but it was a fun game all in all. We did see Will Rogers enter the transfer portal immediately after this game from Mississippi State. I'm sure, Ward, that you didn't watch this game after the Commanders.
I was going to say, don't get mad at me. I did not watch this game. I watched the Seahawks and I believe the Seahawks, who they play, the Niners? Yeah, Seahawks-Niners on Thanksgiving. That's the game I watched.
Yeah, no worries. A lot of people don't get to watch this game. You talk about being a sicko. This is like the sicko of sickos watching this college football. Ward, Oregon was 10.5-point favorites over Oregon State. I told everybody
the hell out of them.
Told everybody that would listen, take Oregon. They're so much better than this Oregon State team. They win 31-7. Bo Nix, like you said, played amazing. Just adding to his Heisman campaign at this point. But but super fun game to watch. It was high powered. It was never in question, never really close. So
Yeah,
Oregon Washington next week is going to be a ball.
it's gonna be a shootout.
The game that everybody's been waiting for. The game. Ohio State
Michigan.
To Michigan, 30-24. When you watch this Ohio State team, Ward, 18's the only guy that stands out. Am I crazy?
Nah, yes, 18-44 on defense. I said their defensive end plays a lot like Chase Young. But, man, I don't know what it is about Ryan Day. Ryan Day cannot get it done. Ryan Day is 1-3 or 1-4 now. No, I'm sorry. He's 1-3 against Michigan. He is 1-5 against top 5 teams. And he is 0-3 in the college football playoff.
That's crazy.
I mean – I think Ryan Day's a great coach, but I want to say he's like Josh Allen, man. He can't get it done. And Ohio State has to win, has to beat Michigan. Ohio State has to win national championships. That is if they don't win a natty, then it's an unsuccessful year in Ohio State. And you look at the talent that's been under Ryan Day that they have not been able to get it done with. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I mean, you look, C.J. Stroud and Marvin Harrison Jr. have never beat Michigan in their careers.
Nope.
That is crazy. You saw a lot of former players saying that they want Ryan Day out, which crazy. But
and Cam, you brought up a really good point with me. You're like, oh, yeah, we want him out. Who are we going to replace him with?
Yeah, who are you going to get? That should be a question. Whenever you want a coach fired, that should be the first question you ask yourself. Who are we going to get that's better?
Yep.
And a question I always like to ask, man, like, if we fire this guy, are the people we play going to be happy about it? Like, if Kentucky fired Mark Stoops, is the SEC going to be happy we fired Mark Stoops? Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
If Ohio State fires Ryan Day, is everybody else going to be happy about it? Probably, yeah. So probably don't do that.
Yeah.
I was talking with Novak. The difference between this Michigan team and this Ohio State team. Ohio State recruits to win national championships. Michigan recruits to win this football game.
Yep.
Ohio State gets all the athletes. They run, kind of a hybrid defense, super spread out, super fun, great athletes, get their guys in space. Michigan gets big maulers up front, and they win the line of scrimmage.
And the thing is, Cam, the crazy thing is the guy that had that game-sealing interception for Michigan is from Columbus, grew up an Ohio State fan, did not get an offer to Ohio State.
Yeah.
I thought that was really interesting.
That's the game within the game, man. There's always storylines within the game, and they usually always come to light, but Michigan, man, is a powerhouse. I always call them Georgia Light because they play the same style. They have the same kind of, offensive philosophy. Just Georgia gets guys that big that are athletes, where Michigan kind of just gets, big, nasty guys. But it's going to be a fun game. Michigan, Iowa coming up, man. You guys know what I'll be betting. I'll get to it later, but should be a fun game if you like, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, a lot of special teams. But Michigan, well on their way to a college football playoff, barring any crazy upset happening this weekend. Ward, let's get into it, man. Kentucky goes up north. They get on I-64 West.
I told y'all were going to beat their asses.
Go to U of L, man. Jeff Brom's got a top 10 team in the country. Jeff Brom's National Coach of the Year. Jeff Brom can hold that L, baby.
Yep.
Mark Stoops does not lose to the University of Louisville. I don't care who they got. Great game, man. A legend was made. Ray Davis broke the single-season touchdown record previously held by Benny Snell. Barryon Brown becomes one of 3 players in Kentucky history to take back multiple kick returns for touchdowns in a season. So just an all-in-all super fun game, man. It was a shootout. Devin O'Leary came and played.
Devin O'Leary did play good. Not the first half, second half he played good.
Yeah, outside of that interception, man, he played a great game.
Yep.
Some people will get this, some people won't. Joey Gatewood plays tight end for the University of Louisville and scored a touchdown against Kentucky. That's very funny considering this is his 6th year. He's played at Auburn. He played quarterback at Auburn and Kentucky, transferred to UCF. Ward got moved to tight end and then transferred to Louisville. So he got a revenge touchdown, but he lost the football game. All in all, super fun game. This was on during Ohio State, Michigan, so I'm assuming not too many people got to watch it. But I'm taking every win over Louisville that I can get, and this could end up being a program-changing win in the sense that it kind of kept Stoops from taking the A&M job.
Yep, and it shows Louisville at the end of the day who the big brother is. Same with Carolina and State. Shows who the big and little brother is.
Get into it, man. I want to hear what you got to say about State.
Dude, I've already expressed my opinion, man. We beat the hell out of them in all phases of the game. 39-20 at home in front of 65,000 people. Drake May, the so-called GOAT from Carolina, best quarterback to come out of the ACC in the last 10 years, had a 48.4 QBR rating, turned the ball over 3 times. He completed 52% of his passes. So, Cam, I've been telling you all year, and against NC State, we're just NC State, right? According to Drake May said this in an interview live last year. The only people go to State because they can't get into Carolina. State has beat the hell out of you. You've never beat NC State, Drake May. You have never beat NC State. We have beat y'all 5 out of the last 7 times. You are a basketball school. So you're the little brother in the state of North Carolina. Drake May, good luck going to the NFL. Maybe you'll turn out like Sam Howell is. I didn't like Sam Howell in high school or in college either, but Sam Howell didn't run his mouth like you did. So just know who your big brother is and know who runs the state in college football. And that's not App or Duke. That's NC State.
Yeah, man. I want to give a huge shout out to my guy, Keon Lezane, and Anthony Carter, former Butler Bulldogs. Keon, team captain, friends of the program. Huge shout out to those guys. I do have a message for every NC State fan, donor, coach, whatever. Do whatever you can to make sure that Casey Concepcion stays on.
We just signed him to, it's called the NIL Wolves. It's he's going to be the number one target getter, something. He's staying. He's just signed a huge NIL deal.
Okay.
He's staying. And something very interesting, MJ Morris walked at senior day this past weekend with a brace on his leg. So we'll curious to see how that turns out. But shout out Brennan Armstrong too. Brennan Armstrong played lights out again. The boys been awesome. Good.
He's been awesome since he came back.
And really curious to see but I think we're going to get a big bowl game. We've won 9 games this year. We've won our last 5. So really curious to see what comes out of it, Cam.
And once again, I do want to say, 5 weeks ago, this man right now, that's the most exciting.
I did say we would not win another game. I publicly apologize because the boys, damn, they look good.
You might need to start saying that at week 0.
Oh, I know. I told you, dude. I'll bet Faye Wade.
Last game we'll cover is the Iron Bowl, man. What a game. Auburn is up 24-20. Played them great the whole game. Few seconds left. 4th and 31, goal to go award. Jalen Milroe drops back. First mistake Auburn made, they only rushed 2 guys. Second mistake Auburn made, they ran man coverage, and they had 3 linebackers standing at the 10-yard line. They left their defensive backs on an island with Bama's wide receivers. Throw a beautiful deep ball to the corner of the end zone, touchdown. Bama wins 27-24. In Auburn. I mean, what a game, man.
Yeah, I saw that. I do have a couple statement remarks on that. Auburn, whoever's Auburn DC is, needs to be fired. One, don't get me wrong, it's 4th and goal. It's 4th and goal on the 35-yard line. What do you do in that situation, Cam? You bring the house. You bring the house. You make Jalen Milroe get the ball out quick. That's 1. 2, how are you going to have – you rush 2 defensive ends, and you have 1 spy linebacker waiting for Jalen Milroe to run. That's okay. So that's 3 people rushing. There's 8 more people in the field backing coverage. Okay, 8 people backing. They have 5 running. They had I think they had 4 running, or they had 4 wide receivers running deep routes, and I think they had I want to say tight maybe end. They had a tight end doing something. We're doing like an over under. Explain to me how you have a wide receiver in the back of the end zone 1-on-1 with your DB. You have 8 men back in coverage. I don't get it, dude.
They had 3 linebackers with their heels on the 10.
I don't get it. How? You deserve to lose that game if you're going to do that. I'm sorry 100%. For any Auburn fans, but I was just shell shook. My jaw dropped. But and Jalen Milroe saying, give me the Heisman. No, you were benched this year, buddy. That's for performance related issues.
He does have 2 years left, the award, which is insane.
He does, and he played
But,
extremely well. So good for him. But big win. I hope they get in the playoff.
I do want to give a huge shout out to our guy Jonathan, friend of the program. He was our 100th follower on Instagram.
Nice.
I was watching the game with him, and he looked at me at 4th and 31, and he said, "You know what, Cam? This is where Jalen Milroe rips the heart out of thousands in that stadium." I said they're going to score this. He said they're going to score this. So I don't know if he's Nostradamus, if he's got a mirror he can look in that tells him the future or what. But shout out to Jonathan. He had a Alabama +9 or -9.5 ticket. He was not happy how the last few seconds transpired with the pick 6, but we'll get into that later. NFL Week 13, Ward, preview. Thursday, we got Seahawks Cowboys.
Really excited for that game. Really excited for that game. I do think Dallas is going to put it on them, but really excited for that game.
I do too. The Cowboys have like this weird complex where they like are awesome against not so good teams and then struggle against good teams.
They're 0-2 against teams with winning records this year,
and I think the Seahawks are on the first criteria. I don't think they're a very good team, although they have a ton of talent. But yeah, I got Cowboys in a rout on Thursday night, although I will be betting the under as I've done in every primetime game this year.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys win. I don't think they're going to rout them. I do think it's going to be a good game, but I do think Cowboys win. I hate Dak Prescott, but he's playing good football right now. I'll give him that. We'll see if it carries over. But Cam, let's hear it. Cardinals Steelers.
Yeah, man. This should be a game that the Steelers win at home. I will say my guy Patrick Peterson has been talking a lot of junk about his former team. He said that he knows how to stop Kyler Murray. You just keep him in the pocket because God didn't bless him with height. Let's not talk junk to Kyler Murray and lose this football game, please. Like, we should win this football game. We have to win this football game. I don't want to be looking back week 18 and being like, man, if we would only beat the Cardinals, we'd be secured a wild card spot right now or secured the division right now. So go take care of business, please. Like, you got everybody hyped, got the whole fan base back on board with the offense. Go score some points, stop this midget at quarterback, and take care of business. That's all I got to say. Play the Steeler way.
Cam, I love it. I have the Steelers winning and covering.
Got it. Your Commanders at home versus the high-powered Dolphins. No DC. Riverboat Ron's taking over the defensive play calling.
Yeah.
Can't get any worse than it's been, but I do want to hear your thoughts.
No, don't have much to say here. The Dolphins are the number 1 in the NFL and plays over 40 yards, and our defense is ranked 32nd in the NFL in giving up big plays. So Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Tua, you got them in fantasy. Boy, start them. They are going to have a day. So I think the Dolphins rout us at home. It's going to be an embarrassment. Not going to be a good draft pick this year, brother.
Yeah. Hand up, he was on Bam Bam's top dogs. I think Emmanuel Forbes might give up 200 yards on Sunday.
If he plays. He's been hurt, but yeah, he's going to give get very, very solid chance.
Yeah. Game of the week, easily. This is the I believe it's a Sunday night game, but I could be wrong.
Somebody in Philly pissed off Roger Goodell. Their last 4 weeks, they have played the Cowboys, they have played the Chiefs, they have played the Bills, and now they're playing the 49ers.
Yeah, man.
You got 4-0 in that slate, man. I know I said this luck has to run out eventually, but you beat those 4 teams in a row. Who's going to beat you, dude?
Yeah, I don't think that luck does run out. I think they go 4-0 on this stretch, man. That running attack is incredible, man. They've got the best offensive line in the NFL. Jalen Hurts continues to be a great leader, and the emergence of Devonta Smith coming back and being a legit wide receiver too has been huge for them to take some pressure off A.J. Brown. I got the Eagles winning this football game, man.
I do too. Give me the Eagles winning. The Eagles have done nothing but win all year. So yeah, I think it's going to be a great game. I'm not sure who's at home. I believe it's the Niners. The Eagles were at home this past weekend, but give me the Eagles.
How funny is it looking back that the only team so far that's beat the Eagles is the Jets?
The freaking Jets. Zach Wilson. Not Aaron Rodgers Jets. Zach Wilson Jets.
But last game we'll cover. Chiefs travel to Green Bay to play the Packers. Packers have been hot. Chiefs have been kind of on a down spur.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce got back on track last week. The offense looked a lot better. With that being said, give me the Pack, man. Give me the Pack.
I like it. I'm going to ride with the Chiefs here, Cam, but I like it.
I don't blame you a bit. Better quarterback and coach goes to the Chiefs. Usually that's my recipe. But, man, Jordan Love did something to me on Thanksgiving Day, man. I like that guy. So I want to ride with the Packers, win, lose, or draw on this one. Big week.
Conference championship time, man. Let's get right into it.
Big week. We're covering every conference championship outside of the Mountain West. Sorry to any Mountain West fans we have. Let's start off up top, Ward. U of L, Florida State. Florida State opens up as 2.5-point favorites without Jordan Travis, obviously, after suffering the horrific injury.
Yeah. I can tell you right now, Cam, sorry to cut you off, but Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, there's going to be more people. Oh, by the way, the Butler win on this past Friday, they got beat. Okay.
Oh, to Independence, huge game.
Okay, well, I'm not sure if Independence is playing at home in the 5th round. Now it's 5 rounds, by the way, which blew my mind. But I'm not sure if Independence is playing at home for the 5th round of the playoffs to go to the state championship. There will be more people at 5th round games in North Carolina this week watching high school football than there will be at Bank of America Stadium watching this Louisville-Florida State game. Florida State people are not going to drive up. And Louisville people, I don't know how big of a football fan base they have. I don't think they're going to drive down. So give me Florida State winning and covering.
I can tell you how bad it is, Ward. I've got sources close to the game that we're giving away tickets.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. And the thing is Bank of America, they have a thing where they will not sell them. They have a set price of what they sell them for, and they won't go any under. Like they won't sell them for $10 on game days. People will go. They just won't do it.
Yeah. So there are free tickets to be had for the ACC championship. Independence travels to Weddington, which is a close drive.
Weddington, nice. Weddington's good.
Huge game. I do want to thank you for bringing that up. I do want to give a shout out to all my Bulldogs, man. It was a tough loss, but they played hard. Close game. How every Independence Butler game should be, is a hard-nosed, physical game. And Little I came out on top for the first time in a long time. Since I was a freshman in high school, Ward, that's the first time they beat Butler.
Wow.
Comes at a bad time, obviously. But, yeah, I got Louisville winning this football game, by the way.
Yeah. Do you? Interesting.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Big Ten championship. Michigan opens up as a 23-point favorite. I've got Michigan winning this game. It's going to be a physical game. I said earlier, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, a lot of special teams, great defense. I got Michigan winning but not covering. That's too many points for this Iowa defense, in my opinion.
I also have Michigan winning. I do think this is going to be a hard-fought game. Michigan just beat Ohio State. They're pretty much a lock to make the playoff. I think they're overlooking this game just a tad. I think Michigan wins, but I think Iowa's going to play Michigan very good.
All right, moving on to the Big Boys League. UGA, Alabama, in Atlanta. Georgia opens up as 6-point favorites. Ward, you know, and everybody that's listening knows, for the past 3 or 4 weeks, I've been penciling Alabama into the college football playoff.
Yep.
Because I believe fully they win this football game.
Yep. I like it, Cam. That's what do we call it last week? What's our
that's your Phil and Frisky
pick of the week. I love it. This will not be my Phil and Frisky pick of the week. I think this is going to be a great game. It's going to be a shootout. Whatever the over is, give me the over. But Cam, I've bet against Georgia twice this year. I've bet against Georgia against Kentucky. I bet against Georgia against Missouri. Ole Miss. I've bet against them multiple times. I'm not doing it again.
Okay.
I'm not doing it again. Give me Georgia winning. This is a home game for Georgia. Georgia.
Are they covering the 6 points?
Screw it. Yeah. Why not? give me a couple. They've beat Alabama the last 2 times they've played them. Kirby Smart has Alabama's number. Yeah, man. It's in Atlanta. Athens and Atlanta are about an hour away from each other. It's gonna be a lot of red in that stadium, Cam.
It'll probably be all red.
Yeah. The Falcons do play there too, but
red and crimson. Hey Willow. Oklahoma State plays Texas.
Hey baby, what's up?
For the Big 12 championship. Texas 14.5-point favorites. That's a lot of points, Ward. I think Texas is 2 scores better than Oklahoma State, just not 14.5 points better than Oklahoma State. So Texas win, Oklahoma State covering.
I think that Texas has a chip on their shoulder because I think a lot of people think that Alabama will beat Georgia, and Texas, if they win this game, they get in over Alabama, which is what they say. So I think Alabama's playing with a chip on their shoulder, man. Give me Alabama or Not Alabama. Give me Texas winning and covering.
Quinn Ewers back this week, by the way.
He is back.
Pac-12 championship. We've talked about this the whole show. First of all, I want to say RIP to the Pac-12. Last game.
RIP to the Pac-12.
Oregon, Washington. Oregon opens up as 9.5-point favorites, Ward. Feeling frisky part 2. Give me Washington money line. They go undefeated. They win the Pac-12, and they make the college football playoff.
I am feeling frisky here too. I think Oregon covers, or I'm sorry, I think Washington covers. But dude, I think it's hard to beat this Oregon and Bo Nix team twice. So give me. I really don't know who's going to win this game. This one I have no idea. 9-point spread is insane. Not sure what Vegas is thinking there, but Vegas knows something that we don't, Cam. So give me Oregon, man. Give me Oregon.
This is going to be a very fun game.
Yeah.
Tune into this game if you get the chance. Real quick, we'll go through the group of 5 schools. The MAC championship, neither one of our teams make it. We got Miami of Ohio versus Toledo. Toledo's a top 25 team in the country. They will win this football game. Ward, any thoughts?
Hey, my boys didn't make it, man. hey, Northern Illinois didn't make it. But, yeah, give me Toledo.
The AAC, we got SMU versus Tulane. I'm riding with Dallas and SMU, Southern Methodist.
I like it, Cam. I'm riding with Tulane, dude. Tulane's good. They have really cool jerseys. They're down there in New Orleans. So give me Tulane.
What's their mascot, Ward? Tulane.
The Green Waves.
There you go.
No,
I had to fact check you real quick. Conference USA, we got New Mexico State versus Liberty. I've got some buddies from Butler that play for Liberty. A lot of Charlotte guys go to Liberty. So, therefore, I will be going with the Flames.
Hey, and Cam, I do have one live reaction I want to give. I have Madison here. Madison, I do want you to give me your live reaction of what you thought about the State-Carolina game, what you think about State being Carolina's big brother in the state in the rivalry. And
I never watch Enjoy. I'm not meant for podcast.
Well, this is not a podcaster. I never watch and enjoy.
I never enjoy.
All right, we do not have a podcaster here.
I messed that up big time. I never enjoy watching NC State play ever.
Yeah, Madison has a stigma against NC State. She decides to go to school there and pay the school like $60,000 a year, but doesn't want to watch them play football. So I did not get my podcasting from her, ladies and gentlemen. But
I'll tell you what, man, that girl's got all the talent in the world when it comes to podcasts. I mean, I can see it. She's gonna be a star one day.
She's been listening to too many of those TikTok girls on podcasts. That's all she listens to. But anyway, man, Cam, New Mexico State, Liberty, New Mexico State, if I'm not wrong, just beat the hell out of Auburn, correct?
Yes, correct.
Give me the that's not New Mexico's the Wolfpack. New Mexico State's the
Lobos.
There it is. Give me the Lobos.
Sunbelt Championship, then we'll get into our picks of the week. App State versus Troy. I'm going Troy. John Summerall's got those guys humming. They've only lost 4 games the past 2 years. Won the Sunbelt last year. Give me Troy in the repeat.
Hey, App State just had the biggest upset in Division or FBS Division 1 AA, or not Division 1 AA, small FCS history. Not history, but this year. They just beat the hell out of JMU. They are in North Carolina. We do know a couple people that play there, Cam. So give them boys up in B-Town.
Gotcha. Bam's Bad Beats. I'll run through these real quick. Iowa, Michigan, the over-under set at 35.5. This is about 7 too many points for this game. Give me the under. Oregon, Washington, over-under set at 66.5. It's going to be a shootout. Give me the over. U of L, Dogs versus Florida State and Charlotte. The money line is plus 114. Give me U of L winning that game outright. Army, Navy, I want to say shout out to everybody who served this country. They're the true heroes. With that being said, over-under set 29.5. I'm taking the under. Kentucky, Miami men's basketball play tonight. The over-under is set at 164. Give me the over. And lastly, Western Carolina plays basketball tonight. They're 5.
Let's go, baby. The boys are 5-0.
Yep, 5.5-point favorites. Only one of 5 teams in school history to start out 5-0. Give me the Western Carolina Catamounts covering against East Tennessee State tonight.
Go Cats, baby. Go Cats. The boys are humming. We're 5-0. We're humming in football, which we got route, or we got cheated out of the FCS playoff, by the way. We didn't talk about that. But anyway, Cam, have a couple locks for you this week. And you know what I say, boys, if you want to make some money, you ride with the big dog. So, Georgia, money line. Oregon, money line. Iowa, 23-point spread, covering. Texas, money line. Hit me up for your NFL picks. I don't have those ready yet. I have college right now ready. Oh, yeah, I can tell you NFL ready. Tyreek Hill over. Jalen Waddle over. Dolphins covering.
There you go. We do have some fans' fat takes this week. Mama T said, great episode on the last episode. She loved the Thanksgiving dinner segment. Well, good news, Mom. You got another one at the beginning of this show. Josh Mellon said that he's got to try the potato salad from Big Jeff Taylor and Ward's deviled eggs. And then our guy, Justin Alford. Ward, you got called out on this a few times. He said he really hopes you meant to say marshmallows instead of mushrooms in response.
What, did I say mushrooms?
On the sweet potato casserole, yeah.
Oh, yeah, marshmallows, not mushrooms. Not mushrooms.
He said if somebody's throwing mushrooms on their sweet potato casserole, they need to be thrown in prison.
Yeah, the Carolina fans throw mushrooms on sweet potato casserole, not NC State fans. So we're marshmallow kind of people.
Yeah. He did say he immediately thought of me when he saw the Matt Canada news. The Tigers, Clemson Tigers, were headed into the cesspool of the South this weekend. He said he was hoping for a better outcome than my Kentucky Wildcats got. He did get that. Clemson won 17-7, I believe. And then he said he's not too confident in this Louisville team, but there is a chance that they make the playoffs if they beat Kentucky and FSU. They did not, so they will not. Don't have to worry about it. He did not take my advice on the Washington money line. Unfortunate. And then he said I was going to I was going to turn the Tides this week. He's taking Hawkeyes over. Guys, stop it. Take the unders. Make the money. Stop taking overs in Iowa games. Happy Thanksgiving to Justin Alford, Mom, Josh Mellon, and everybody else who listen. We love you guys. Thanks for comment.
Hey, appreciate the comments, y'all. You know, we love all the fan love, and few of the comments, you know, I apologize. Did not mean to say mushroom. And Justin, you were wrong on Louisville because the Cats put a hurting on Louisville. Mama T, appreciate the comments. We love talking Thanksgiving. Your boys both like to eat. We do have a chicken wing contest on the way. And Mellon, deviled eggs comment, man. I did not have any deviled eggs on Thanksgiving, unfortunately. But love the fans, brother.
Yeah, man. Ward, what's your pet peeve of this week, man?
Pet peeve of this week is going to be people that use different plates at the gym. And when I say different plates at the gym, Cam, if there's one brand 45-pound plate and there's another brand 45-pound plate, and you have both of them on your bench or squat or anything, you can't use two different plates. So that's my pet peeve of the week.
Okay. My pet peeve of the week is going to be Thanksgiving traffic. As somebody who very dumbly decided to come home late on Sunday evening, I can attest that Thanksgiving traffic is the worst. 77 South was brutal. So, that's going to be my pet peeve. We'll get full plate, empty stomach real quick, and then we'll get out of here, Ward.
Perfect. Kick us off, brother.
Full plate. James Madison and Jacksonville State both going bowling after the loss South Carolina had against Clemson. So I want to say shout out to those programs. A lot of people made a big stink about them possibly not being able to go bowling, me included, but that will not be the case. They are going bowling this year. So shout out to those guys.
Sorry if I sound repetitive. Full plate is going to be NC State football.
No worries. Empty stomach. I alluded to this earlier. Alabama 9.5-point favorite ticket holders. Alabama got a pick six at the end of the game, Ward, and the refs just decided not to count it. If they did count it, they would have covered the spread. So Meaner saying that Vegas may have put a call in. I don't know. But, anybody who had that ticket, Jonathan included, are my empty stomach.
Interesting. Smart. Did not know that. But, my empty stomach was Drake May again. Played like crap. So
there we go. I saw our podcast host walking through the background. So we will get out of here, guys. That was episode 34. We appreciate you guys as always. One more time, you can find us on Spotify and YouTube. Just type in the Fat Katz Podcast. It's KATZ. Find us on Instagram and TikTok at Fat Katz Pod. Ward, I love you, brother. Madison,
Cam,
I
love
you
you, man. Hey, have fun on the cruise. If you made it this far, hit Cam up in the Turks and Caicos. He'll be getting turkey and getting Caicos. So
Yes, sir.
It's Cam nice.
hit the big dog up. Cam, love you, brother. If you made it this far, Cam owes you a beer.
Yep. Love you guys. Peace.